You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
The EXP is in the house. I'm your boy, Chuck Pineau. What's going on, guys? This is Triple T. You know how it is, man. We're going to do some trivia. We're going to talk with an awesome guest, as usual, today. And in the meantime, I'm going to hang out with you for a couple minutes and just shoot the stuff. Dude, it's funny. As I get older, and I think, we always see this as we all get older, you start to notice the difference between your generation and generations that are coming up. And, it's like that old man in the front yard, these damn kids. But one thing that I noticed that was really weird was I went to my kid's room because they had, one of my charging cords or whatever. I went in there to go grab it. And my kid, who's, in their early teens, 13, 14, I go in there and I see this bag right beside their bed and I move it aside and I'm like, wait a second. And I open it up and it is their Halloween bag. And there's still like a bunch of stuff in there. And I was like, wait, what? How is that even a thing? And I talked to my kid and they're like, yeah, it's all the like candies and suckers. I ate all the chocolate, which I get. Chocolate was the first thing I went for too. But then they just left the rest of the stuff just sitting around, like a bunch of lollipops and little sweet tarts and that kind of stuff. And I was like, what the hell? A month after Halloween, dude, not only is my bag empty, but it's gone. Like even the remnants, even the packaging is all gone because I've licked whatever was off of there, and all the wrappers have just like dissipated into the aether. They're back into the world again. So I don't know what's up with this new generation, guys. It's weird, but you know what? Enough about new people. The old people are chatting right now. I've got my dude Ed Davis here. We're gonna talk about his book, The Corruptor. We're gonna have a frickin' blast. So you know what? Enough about young people. Let's talk comics. Let's do it.
You'll make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
Ed, what's going on, my man?
How's it going? Good to see you.
It's always great to see you. I'm doing all right, man. What about you?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Are you still doing? We know that we've talked about it before. You're a marathon runner, and that always interests the heck out of me. Are you still doing runs even this late in the year? Because you are out in Cali, right?
Yeah, this is my favorite time to run. I hate running in the summer because out here, I mean, we don't get the humidity or anything, but we still hit 110 because I'm right on the base of a mountain. So it's just excruciating heat. I mean, I still go through it. And I have neighbors looking at me like I fully lost my mind as I'm running out and it's 110. But right now, this is the season I thrive in. This is where I start amping up my mileage and getting up to that marathon distance. Because in the summer, it's more just sustaining. Like I got to keep my cardio strong. I got to keep running so that when I hit, usually it's around October, that's when I start taking the mileage up so that I can run some races in March and April.
I love this. Your next says, my favorite part about running is stopping. Your next, I think that's hilarious because I don't even start. So, so you're a step ahead of me. Phil Airling's in the house. Good to see you, man. Dude, I mean, yeah, and it's funny how where we are, where we live, everything, the weather patterns and everything kind of determined, and they can really turn things around, whereas anyone else, they're doing their marathons, in the summer, in the spring.
Yeah,
so that's funny.
With them, I'm not worried about icy conditions. I mean, the worst we'll get is a little bit of rain, but even the coldest that we get out here, I'm still out there in shorts and a shirt because I tried to do the long sleeves and the sweats, and 2 miles in, I'm pulling layers off. Like, oh my gosh, I'm roasting. Because you start cold, but I'm like, all right, now it's my job to warm my body up so I don't freeze to death in this stupid run. So Yeah, and I went out when I was getting my master's degree. I got it from Arkansas State and decided I was going to go out and actually receive the degree. And I went out for a run there, and it was in December. And I was in a hotel, and the woman at the front desk looked like I had lost my mind when I come out in my Cali shorts. And yeah, it was 20 degrees when I stepped outside. So I was like, oh yeah, this is a kind of warm. You can't just come, a couple miles in and you're nice and warmed up. This is a kind of cold you do need to bundle up. And I'm out there. I don't have to be that cool guy who's, jogging in place at the stoplight. But there I'm like, all right, stoplight. I'm jogging in place. I'm practically sprinting in place because I can't let the body heat drop. So
that
just tells me, okay, in Cali, I can pull that off. But you go to a different state. I did a marathon in Florida in December, and I fell on one of the spots because they had speed bumps, but they weren't lit. And it was a race that started at 5 a.m. I'm bleeding all over, and the blood froze to my arm. It was so cold. They're like, oh, we can start patching you up once your blood thaws. I'm like, all right, that's a new kind of cold right there.
you have a self-made Band-Aid. I like that.
Like, all right, crusty blood. The ultimate Band-Aid.
That's pretty good, dude. It works. Oh, look at this. Jay Burns, Chuck and Edward Davis. What a show already, right? Your next says, I like rucking. Nothing extreme, but I ruck 50 pounds, 5 to 10 miles a day. That makes sense. JD says, wow, I thought you misspelled another word for a second. I mean, I like that too. I could do a solid 50 pounds. Yeah. I think I could do 5 or 10 minutes a day at least.
5 or 10 reps.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you know what though? You and I were talking beforehand about how rough this holiday has been on a lot of Kickstarter stuff and whatnot. So, I mean, we gotta start pushing you and talking about this book. Has the Corruptor funded yet?
It has funded, but said normally when I do Immortal Era, my goal is normally a $3,000 goal. I put it down to $1,000 just because I didn't know what the market was gonna be like. It's a brand new book with Immortal Era. I've done 8 issues, so I have an audience that's kind of moved along with me. Where Corruptor is a brand new series, a brand new book, and I didn't know how many of the Immortal Era people were going to come over. So I set a smaller goal, and then of course, start to build up to unlock stretch goals and fun things like that. So the good thing is I printed the Corruptor books when I was printing Immortal Era 8, so I could do one order. The bad thing is I got to pay all that money back now. I'm hoping this campaign can do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So we got to push this, guys. You know how it goes. He's going to be here. Ed's going to tell us all about this sweet book and about this awesome Kickstarter. We'll probably even show it off. And all we ask of you guys, because he is going to be getting you guys a prize for today's trivia, share it out, show it off. Jay even says we're going to try and back it soon. And Jay is an Immortal Era guy. The Corruptor connects into that universe.
It does.
Yeah.
So it's a connected universe, but a different book altogether where it doesn't require reading of Immortal Era. Because I didn't want a book where if you hadn't read Immortal Era, you couldn't understand it. You'll just miss Easter eggs. I threw lots of little Easter eggs in there, and we'll be revisiting characters that people really liked from the very beginning, the first 4 pages of Immortal Era. We see a news reporter, and he's breaking in to show that all these people are still alive, and we're going to see that reporter in the Corruptor series, and we'll actually find out why he got fired. Because in Corruptor, or in Immortal Era, he's saying, okay, they just fired me from my job, and why did he get fired? Those are little clues we'll find out as you read the 4 issues of Corruptor that are going to come out.
Yeah. If someone is ridiculous enough to have not picked up Immortal Era yet, can they pick it up on the Corruptor?
They can. I have it as it's set in the add-ons. So what I have is you can get the trades, either the hard or the soft cover. I have the digital copy catch up as well. And then issues 7 and 8, which aren't collected into the trade, you can get those as well. So you can get the full run of Immortal Era through the campaign for Corruptor.
Cool. How are you guys doing for we're gonna actually talk about the actual book in a sec, but how variant covers?
I did 2 variants for this one.
Yeah.
I always do. I know some people do 1 million variants, and I just try to always keep it at 2, and I keep the print count extremely low on both of them. So it was two variants. One is a standard variant, just the regular cover, and the other one is a foil. And they're both limited to just 25 copies.
Yeah, you know what, man? I think that is so important for us, for indies especially, because there is such a huge saturation of variants that if we're able, like I was on Recompan's show the other day trying to sell some variants of Belial, and people are like, well, I have Belial. And I was like, okay, cool. These are variants, and I told them, I said, the thing that we take variants very seriously. So for us, there's never more than 100 printed of any one variant, and you will never see it reprinted. Exactly. The closest to reprinting you're ever going to see of our variants is we'll probably have some of those variants shown inside of the trade when we get it all together.
Yeah. And that's what I did. I put it in the back of my hardcover trade, not even the soft. So you can see the full cover gallery, because I also have covers that I've done for LA Comic-Con. So those covers you can get as well. Yeah. So I try to collect all that. So if you get the trade, you get that cover gallery, because that's the thing. People, if they want to buy a hardcover, they want it to have more bells and whistles. It's kind of like when people, when people were shopping for DVDs and Blu-rays. I mean, I still do, because if I can't hold it in my hand, I don't feel like I actually bought it. But people wanted those extra features on there. So if you're going to get a hardcover, you throw the fun extra features onto the book.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, and that's like the director's commentary and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that. And I think that is totally the way to go. You got to give them a reason to want to pick it up, especially those people who are already fans and collectors and stuff of the series. They need a reason to be able to go, why am I going to get these pieces all over again? Yeah. So the Corruptor, what is the pitch for it? Tell us about the Corruptor.
The Corruptor is a story set in the Immortal Era universe that shows the story of a mafia hitman named Tony Scomparza, who's killed in the line of duty. And immediately upon his death, he's recruited by a demon who wants him to go down to hell, speak to Satan, so that he can now corrupt souls on Earth before all of the portals to the afterlife close and the Immortal Era begins.
So when you're doing demon stuff, and of course I'm going to ask this because I'm kind of the demon guy, how much research are you doing into demons and demonology? Or is it more just like you're using demons as an umbrella and you're kind of creating your own and doing your own terminology and such?
For the first issue, it was more of that, just more of using the umbrella of demons. But in the second issue, we explore kind of what the afterlife is like, more for someone who was brought in as a corruptor. And we see different demons. So I actually did need to research, okay, what are demons that are just, purely on Earth to deceive humans? And I had to do actually a lot more research for the further issues after issue 1. For issue 1, the demon that we have is kind of one that I made up, and he is an auditor, and his job is just to go make sure corruptors are doing their job, and if they're not, send in these kind of big mafia goon looking demons that will beat the crap out of somebody who's not doing what they're supposed to do. So these are things that, I mean, anytime I start talking, I start spoiling, but yeah, that's kind of what we see in the beginning, and then I had to do some actual research for the ones that come later on.
JD says, man, even in the afterlife you have a manager? Dude, everybody's got a boss. You know how it is. Rayla Powell's in the house. Good to see you, hon. Yeah, no, dude, I love that idea. I think that's a lot of fun. Did you have any particular comic series or other media series that you took inspiration from? Because it already feels like it might have a a feeling of the darkness.
Mm-hmm. I haven't read The Darkness. Where I got this, the basic idea was through Quantum Leap. But instead of him, you get in this story, he gets 48 hours in each soul that he enters to try to completely wreck their lives and take them from one shade of soul to another, because they're essentially, they know that all of these people that you can see the color of their soul are all going to die before the immortal era begins. So he gets to go into their body, live in their body for 48 hours and try to bring them so that when they die, they'll go to hell. And I got the idea from Quantum Leap. And one of the people who I did a podcast with and who had read the series said it's kind of Quantum Leap for a-holes. And I thought that describes it perfectly.
Dude, that sells it to me, man. You tell me Quantum Leap for assholes, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm in. That sounds like fun. Hey, Rayla, yes, you know what? So with the prizes because I haven't had Wendy here for a while, so we haven't gotten back into our thing. So yeah, prizes will be coming. Yeah, not an issue. I appreciate you letting me know. Yeah, no, I I freaking love that. And I haven't watched the new Quantum Leap, but the original my wife loved, and I went back and watched a bunch of it, and too bad it didn't get a proper good ending.
Yeah, I know. It got the worst ending because I had watched it for so long, and it was just kind of like, all right, we'll throw a kind of ending, but yeah, that's one of the worst TV show endings. It was pretty sad how it went, and that was one I always kind of played with the idea of just like, all right, what if the opposite were true, and he's not trying to make them have a better life, that he's just trying to ruin their life, and how can you ruin someone's life with only 48 hours?
Yeah, totally. And yeah, do you have a favorite, say, Quantum Leap episode?
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember back. I watched them so much when I was middle school, high school.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I haven't revisited them. I remember, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. I think he went into an astronaut. It's been so long. I need to kind of go back and revisit some. But yeah, it's one of those ones I don't really, I can't recall one exact episode that just stands out.
My wife made me watch it because I was like, oh yeah, I've seen Quantum Leap before. It's fine. She goes, no. There's one that you have to watch. So she made me watch it, and he ends up leaping back into himself as like a middle schooler or a high schooler, and all he's supposed to do is win a basketball game. Make sure that he wins this basketball game. But he's there and he's like, oh no, I don't give a crap about the basketball game. My brother's about to go to Vietnam. I have to stop him from doing that. I have to tell my dad not to eat fatty foods because he's going to die of heart attack. I have to tell my sister not to get together with her husband because he beats her. Like, he's trying to do all this stuff, and they're like, no. You just have to go play a basketball game. And he's like, I don't care. I'm not even going to play it. I don't care about the basketball game. I want to fix my family. And it was really interesting. So it was this one beautiful moment where he's trying to explain to everybody, guys, I'm from the future, blah, blah, blah. And everyone just thinks he's dumb. Yeah. And he's sitting around strumming a guitar, and his sister says, you say you're from the future. Tell me about the Beatles. And he goes, okay, well, the Beatles have actually broken up. John actually died. She goes, that's not funny. You know that John's my favorite. And he's like, well, no, John did die. But before he passed away, he put out this absolutely beautiful song. Yeah. And he starts playing and singing Imagine. And his sister cries and goes mental because she knows there's no way her brother could have possibly written something this beautiful. Yeah. And at that point, she realized, oh my gosh, imagine listening to a song and then suddenly realizing, my husband is going to beat me. My dad's going to die soon. Yeah. My brother's going to die. Like, all this stuff just because of a song. So it was an amazing episode.
Yeah, I got to go through and I got to go find that one for sure.
right? And all of that is just my way of saying that the stuff that they're able to do in that is all stuff that you're able to play with in the Corruptor, especially since you have such an ongoing, huge, long series. Here we are right here. Can you tell us about some of the awesome stuff that you've got on the Kickstarter right now that people can be excited about?
So this one, we have the 3 covers like we talked about. We have the standard cover, we have the short print cover, which is the first one limited to 25 copies. And then we have the foil one, and the foils always sell well. Every foil that I've put out for Immortal Era has sold out on the campaign. So none of them end up ever reaching my table at con. So it's not one of those, let me wait it out and see what happens. They generally always sell out. And then I do have one of the, we had a cover that was available that has sold out, but there is the first page of the book, which is a really nice splash page. That one's still available. We have 3 posters. We also have a tier where if you back it, you can send books. Let's say you don't want to read Corruptor, but you want to help someone out. You can send books to soldiers that are deployed overseas right now. And whatever you do with that, it's going to, if you back that tier, you're going to send them a copy of the Immortal Era trade and issue 1 of Corruptor. And then whatever people back, I'm going to match that and send 1 myself. So we're hoping to send lots of books to soldiers over this campaign.
That's so awesome. Yes, guys. So everyone I was talking all about about those episodes we were talking about. Yeah, he does after that leap into his brother's life in Vietnam. Yes, you're correct. No, dude, those are really cool. I love how you're doing that. Is that the same artists on the covers that you have? Yeah.
It's the same artist for the book. It's a different colorist that I used for this one.
Okay.
Because I love working with the artist that I'm working with, but I didn't want it to feel just like like another issue of Immortal Era. So bringing in a different colorist gives it a different vibe and a different feeling. Yeah. And just something as simple as that makes it so you feel like you're in the same universe but different.
Yeah. No, dude, I think that's great. Have you worked with many other cover artists, or is it you prefer to just work with your team?
I've worked with a few doing variant covers and things like that for cons and stuff. And I've had really good experiences, but as far as just for Immortal Era, I've only worked with my main artist for the series, and then one other one, and then there was one Rocket Con. That was actually the book that I sent out the last time that I was on.
Yeah.
That cover I worked with Dan Schmidt, and he put it together, and we did this EC homage that had a rocket on it to kind of go with the con's theme. So I haven't worked with a lot. It's something I want to start venturing into, different cover artists and things like that. I've talked with a few artists that do Garbage Pail Kids, and I think it'd be kind of fun to do a Garbage Pail Kid variant of Immortal Era. So it's something I'm looking into, which would probably start on issue 10, because issue 9, we don't even see the full team in it. Issue 9, you've read it, it's all about Father and nothing else. So when I get to issue 10 and we see everybody again, it'd be fun to do kind of a Garbage Pail Kid variant of each character from the series.
Right. If you ever want, one of my other, because I'm sorry, I do edit other books. One of my other clients, though, does great Funko Pop art. And so he's done Funko Pop covers. So if you ever want to do one of those, hit me up and I can I can put you in touch with him. And those are so much fun because people love the pops. And then imagine like Father as a Funko Pop character, or even like a floating head or something like that. Look, there's so many fun options,
Oh yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. That would be a lot of fun, and just something to appeal to a different audience, because might get a person that doesn't want to read the book, but they love Funko, so they're gonna buy it just for that.
Yeah. See, Jake got it right. Dr. Man as a Funko Pop would be great. Absolutely.
Yeah. I definitely, I want to get one made now. It's like, okay, I got to find one of those custom Funko people and
Oh, yeah.
how would you pull that off?
I know some of the Funko people as well. If you want to actually make yourself a Funko Pop, I can get you in touch with those people too. So yeah, hit me up. Oh yeah, dude, absolutely, of course. So Corruptor, how many more days do we have left on it?
It's about, I think it still has about 17 or 18 days. So it's still not, we're not 2 weeks into it yet. So it's still early on. Yeah, it's 17 days left.
But we'd like to catch up because of this dead zone that we've had the last week or so.
Yeah, it pretty much from last Wednesday to Tuesday, I had nothing. So it was almost a week where the only thing I had was people canceling their pledges, not anyone actually backing. Then Tuesday, I had a few more come in. So it was just, I mean, it was the holiday, people were off, and I guess no one was thinking about Kickstarters. And really, like we were talking about before, there was no real Black Friday. So people didn't have that shopping mentality, because Black Friday is kind of just, it's a name now. You didn't see, the mega deals that were out there where like, okay, you're going to get a widescreen TV for 99 cents. No, nothing, no doorbusters, nothing to make people actually get out of bed and go to a store. Yeah.
Well, so JD, real quick, man, if you're there, I know that we did last Saturday, we did the Small Business Saturday. Are we still pushing? And actually, Jay, you could do this too. Are we still pushing for the 2,500 subs, the road to 2,500? Yes. Okay, cool. So we're doing this push to 2,500 subs. We're going to do a special stream and whatnot. And I think actually it's going to be like another marathon. So, guys, if you love what's going on, and if it happens soon, we might be able to get Ed back on, or we might be able to show off Ed stuff or something. So please share the crap out of the EXP, share the crap out of the Corruptor, push all of that stuff, and let's do what we can right now, because a lot of that got missed. Rayla says, I work at Old Navy, and the only Black Friday doorbuster was $5 PJ pants, and that was only until noon. Yeah, exactly. Like it just, it was just, and guys, you don't understand. As an immigrant, I moved to this country so that I could see blood and beat down and bruises and stuff on Black Friday. And I have to tell you, over the last 10 years, you guys have really disappointed me. And for you guys to disappoint a Canadian when it comes to violence, that's a low bar. Like, you guys have effed up. So I want to see you guys beating people up and doing whatever you're rushing to get the Corruptor. Rush!
Yes.
I want to see
smash the door down. We want trampled bodies. Let the demons grab them too.
Remember that scene in Wanted where he beats his buddy, who played by Chris Pratt, in the face with the keyboard, and you see the tooth go flying to make the U for FU? I want something like that. I want to see broken keyboards. I want to see teeth clattering. Let's do it, people. Oh, sure, you non-violent Canucks. Oh yeah, hockey. Yeah, hockey is not
a non-violent sport.
Yeah, that's where we get all of our violence. Actually, I took my kids to like a game in San Antonio here nearby, and my youngest, I think at the time, she was like, I want to say she was like 5. She'd never been to a hockey game. None of the kids had, and so I told them, I said, there will be a fight on the floor, and so when you see a fight, you yell fight, and have some fun with it. And we were watching, and all of a sudden my 5-year-old goes, fight, and I was like, no, there's not a fight. She's still yelling, fight, and I was like, no, man, there's no fight going on whatsoever. And I look, and just like 15 feet over from us and 2 rows down, there's 2 guys just going at each other. It's like, oh, it's in the stand. Like, pulling my kiddo back. She's all excited for that fight. So blood, guts, beat down people, corrupt your neighbors for the Corruptor. Get out there. The JD's been awesome enough to put up the Kickstarter, and I know, guys, I know money is difficult. That's fine. We're not asking you all to go and buy the book, but what we are asking is, please, could you share it? Just take that Kickstarter link, go share it off, show it off. What he's doing. I mean, this series, Jay has said it. I've said it, though I am more than biased, but it is a terrific series. And for you guys then to be able to come in and be able to enjoy something that comes even before it and ties into it, it just makes that series even fuller. It gives it even more life as a fan of Immortal Era. So you guys got to go check out The Corruptor. Like, seriously. That's my shout out, man. Do you have any final kind of shout outs? Any, like, please, for the love of God, pick up?
Yeah, I mean, pick it up, and if you don't want to pick it up, donate it to some soldiers.
Yeah.
Because a couple of my friends are deployed right now. A couple, actually, readers of Immortal Era are deployed, and I thought, this will be cool. Send them some indie comics because they're getting sent the mainstream stuff. So we'll bombard them with indie comics this winter.
Dude, I love that idea. And I love the idea that someone's going to get Corruptor in their, they're going to be holding it in their rucksack come Christmas time, sit in a foxhole reading the Corruptor. I think that's a terrific idea. So yeah, man, guys, let's do that. All right. We've talked about it. What kind of prize do we have for today's game?
We have issue 1 right here, and this is the standard cover. So you'll get a physical copy of issue 1. And then for second place, I like to have first and second place like I did last time. Second place will get the digital copy of the book. And
that's the Corruptor. That's not even Immortal Era.
Corruptor. So yeah, you're getting the book that is live right now because I have it's printed and ready to go. I have infinite boxes of this thing sitting in my office right now. So yes, you will get your copy of Corruptor before any of the Kickstarter people get theirs, because that won't be closing for a few more weeks, and then you have to wait for Kickstarter to give you the funds so you can start shipping them. Yeah, you get your copy, and soon as I have the address of the winner, I will ship that right out to them.
And guys, you know that we almost never give out a prize of the actual book that we're pushing. Usually it's like an earlier issue or something like that. So the fact that he would be like, hey, see, Rayla already shared on Twitter and everything.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. So the fact that you're doing that, dude, that's freaking awesome. And second place, we have a second place prize. Second place is going to be able to get that digital copy. So, dude, that's freaking awesome. Man, I love having you on, Ed. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. And when you reach you're going for 2,500. When you reach it, I'd be happy to throw one of my trades at that, so that you want to. Okay. When you reach 2,500, you can get a copy of the Immortal Era trade.
Okay, guys. So
something
you hear that?
Give out as a prize.
Yeah, he's going to take care of us even for that. So, dude. So let's make this happen, guys. Share everything out. Make it. Let's do it. Stevie B, you talked to me about something recently. I'm taking care of that. We talked on Saturday. Just wanted you to know that before you mention it, I am on that one. I am dealing with it. So you're all good. Dude, Ed, thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming out. Yeah, Pastor Michael even says very generous, and absolutely it is. So guys, please repay that generosity by sharing and showing off the Corruptor, and checking it out for yourself. And again, if it's not for you, you can always send copies to people overseas. So that's always there. It's always an option. Ed, you're the frickin' man. That's all I have to say about that. You're the frickin' man. Thank you so much. Where can we find you online? Uh-oh.
Froze there for a second.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, okay. I was like, did I freeze? Did you? Okay, cool.
Who knows?
Where can everyone track you down online?
You can track me down under Finish Line Comics. So if you go to Finish Line Comics on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, I'm on all of those. And also, if you're in the LA area, I'll be at LA Comic Con this upcoming weekend. You can get your copy of Corruptor. You can get your Mortal Era 3. We're on issue 3, our LA exclusive cover. So you can get it. And this year we did a cover that has the Griffith Observatory. So every year it's an LA icon that I make crumble and show it in a world. So yeah, if you're in the LA area, definitely come in. If you say you saw me on the show, I will hand you some free stickers. And if you can't make it to the show, just check out Finish Line Comics on all social media and see, always posting new art. I'm about to show the first images from issue 9 of Immortal Era. So yeah, some good stuff going on there.
All right, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming out on the show. You're one of the first people to ever come out twice.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been trying to make sure that everyone kind of gets in here. So you're the please take that very well. Yeah, you're the first guy that I've ever had come in twice. So glad to have you, homie. Oh, dude, literally anytime. Guys, we're gonna be right back with some absolutely awesome trivia. So check out these sweet commercial breaks and maybe even check out the Corruptor. We'll see you right after this.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming dead by sleep.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite news show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
You'll make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
What is up? Happy birthday. Happy freaking early birthday to Ken Bird. Dude, 64 years young. That's awesome. Way to go, buddy. You know what? Let's see if he can win himself a sweet birthday gift from the Corruptor. You know how it goes, guys. We've got all this trivia right here. I've got 10 awesome questions for you guys. First person to answer gets 3 points. Second gets 2. Everybody gets a point, though, so please answer something, even if you don't know it. And, of course, as always, because Rayla's always awesome about reminding us, funny answers get extra points. You know how we are. Jay Byrne said, I heard the You'll Make It Snappy line in a song called Steve Goes to London. That's great. Yeah, I don't know where he got that from, but yeah, no, we were actually just talking about that last Saturday. How Kyle just randomly found that line. Yeah, man, let's do this. Let's make this happen. We're playing for the first issue of Corruptor on Kickstarter right now. Like I said, everybody, make sure to check it out. Let's do this. All right. This is for our younger audience. Taylor Swift is Spotify's 2023 most played artist. Who held that title the 3 previous years? I know for a lot of us, I had heard of the artist. I don't think I could ever name a song by them. So this one might be difficult. Of course, you know us. Don't Google. I'll give you some hints, and I'll start hinting right away. Not Beyonce, but you know what? How about this? Not Beyonce, but their name does start with B. In fact, they have 2 names, and both of them start with B. So that helps. Not One Direction, not The Weeknd. Represent Canada. Yeah. So they, this person or artist had 2020, 2021, 2022. They were the top listened to artist on Spotify every year. Both of their names start with a B. Not Bobby Brown, not the Beatles, not Big Boy. You guys are doing pretty good. You know what? Maybe this person got their name from a certain Wascally Wabbit. Oh, okay, yeah, we got some answers here. We got some answers. Yep. Stevie B was in first. B was in first. Yeah, no Wendy today, sadly. It looks like Rayla. Rayla, were you in second? Yep. Rayla got the 2 points, and then of course, Pastor Michael gets a point. Our boy Phil gets a point. Yeah, the B. Yeah, I'm glad the B helped, dude. I mean, I had to because I didn't know the person either. So yeah. Jen King. Yeah, Jen. Jen's gonna win something too. Let's do it. Jay Burns. Jay's in the house. We're gonna get him a point. Cool, guys. Dude, we've got some great people on here right now. This is freaking awesome. Did we Barbara Brysand? Yeah, nice try, homie. So yes, it was Bad Bunny. Let's go to question number 2. How long the sad passing of Rosalind Carter this last week, and I believe her funeral was yesterday. Very sad. So, how long were President Jimmy and Mrs. Carter married for? How many years were they married for? They had their marriage is so long that people hope to live as long as their marriage was. Oh my gosh. You know that somebody was well aware because they got the answer like that. Phil, not quite enough years. We do have a correct answer already, right away. I love getting those answers right away because there's no way they Googled it because they got it that fast. And we got our 2-pointer as well. And of course, Phil answered. Stevie B got the 3 points. Rayla got the 2 again. 77 freaking years. Jay Burns got it. Pastor Mike, yes. Anybody else? Who did we not? Oh yeah, Phil. So Jen. Basically, Jen, if you want to get more points, feel free to answer anything, 1,000, whatever you want. But yeah, oh my gosh, guys, they did live such an inspirational way. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, just the fact that they basically, they were in the presidency, and then they went off and they did all that work for Habitat for Humanity, right up until basically they had to be put into hospice. In their 90s. Like, that's insane. Phil says, I heard 65 years. The other 12 weren't so good. Does that count? You know what, Phil? That's hilarious. So, yeah, man, I'm giving you an extra point. because you found a way to make your incorrect answer correct. That's hilarious. I still read an old-fashioned newspaper I still read an old-fashioned. Yeah. Why not? Dude. All right, guys. Way to go. Great answers. And did Jen get hurt? Yeah, I gave Jen her extra point. She spoke. That's all that I care about. 3. How many players begin in a season of Squid Games? I enjoyed Squid Game the first season. They're coming out with season 2 soon, and they actually have their Squid Game reality show, which did the same thing, the same amount of players, which is a large. Rayla, 100 isn't even close. It's way above that. It's a stupid number, guys, and it's not like a 100, 200, 500. It's a weird number. So even if you guys can get close, because it looks like, I don't know if we have any actual Squid Game. Oh, okay, we do. Oh, James coming in. All right, what's up, man? 888, little lower than that, homie. Rayla's pretty close, but we do have a correct answer. Let's do. James is going to take that 3 points. There we go. Jay's going to come in and get the 2. Yeah, because, man, Jay wants the corruptor bad. You can feel it. Dude, I can taste how much he wants it. Rayla was in there. Pastor Mike, Phil, Jen. All right, and Jay, just with that, catches up real quick. Stevie B, yes. 456 players. I think right now, because they're doing, like, they cut the season in half. And actually, I think, what's today? Is today the... Oh, okay. So the second half should actually start today, I believe, of the reality show, and they got down to like less than 100 players. So yeah, Jay, big Ed fan. All right, I feel you there. Okay, let's go on to question 4. One of my all-time favorite movies, The Usual Suspects. We're talking about hell. According to The Usual Suspects, what is the greatest trick the devil ever pulled? One of my all-time favorite quotations from any movie. According to the movie The Usual Suspects, what is the greatest trick the devil pulled? And if you guys, and I get it, you got to type blah blah blah. Card game, not a card game. Yeah, see, someone's watched the movie. I love that. Marriage. Phil, you're going to get extras for that. That's great. I'm going to give Phil some extra points for marriage. That's funny. Yeah, Jay, I'm going to give you the points for that one too, man. Yes. Convincing the world he did not exist. Rayla's going to get a point. Made us believe Starbucks coffee was good. We might be talking about Starbucks later on this episode. Pastor Michael, y'all know it. Did James give us an answer? Kaiser Jose. Eddie Von B. Hey, James, make sure to give us an answer so that we can continue to give you points, because you're already doing well. So, yeah. Okay, man. 80, so good to see you, man. Question 5. What is considered the top fast food chain behind McDonald's? All right, James, you're the man. I gave you the point for that. Oh, we know that you exist. We can't forget about you, Eddie. Not Burger King. And in fact, not one that you would ever normally go to. Not Taco Bell, not Applebee's, not Wendy's. The answer is always C. That's true. Not Waffle House. Not Jack. No, definitely not Jack in the Box. I don't even think they made it top 10. So fast food, you might not even normally think that this place think of this place as fast food, even though they kind of are now. But because they're mostly known for beverages, if that helps. Not Taco Cabana, not White Castle. I like White Castle. All right. See, now we have a correct answer now. And who has the follow-up? Okay, and it's Rayla who got the 2 points. Eddie got the 3. Rayla got the 2, and then everyone else is going to get a point for Starbucks, guys. That's right. It is Starbucks, James. They're in second place, which, yeah, surprises the heck out of me, too. $5? All right. You know what, guys? Let's do an ultra quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and we'll get some more. We'll do some more trivia right after this.
Did you know that every experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out. Twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
There's a comic book universe on the streets of Cleveland. Hero Tomorrow Comics is debuting
Violante, the Undead.
Get the new issue or the entire acclaimed library live on Kickstarter.
I'm coming for you, Cleveland.
Details at clevelandsuperhero.com.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
You'll make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
So Miss Jen calls Starbucks $5. Is that because that's the price of their smallest drink? And then Eddie said, yeah, he would never have considered Starbucks fast food. I totally agree. That's why I had to mention beverages, because I knew no one would be able to get it. Yeah, and if you're going to charge $5 for a small drink, then then it's probably easy to catch up to everybody else. Cool. Remember, we're playing for the Corruptor. Oh, Buc-ee's does have good coffee, don't they? Yeah. Good call on that. Buc-ee's needs to go a little more countrywide at the very least. We're playing for the Corruptor for first and second place, so let's keep it going on. European consumers, this is question 6. European consumers didn't have access to tobacco until what century? You guys need to stop at a Sheetz. I don't know. Yeah, I guess as I head north and east, I'll have to go look for a Sheetz. I don't even know what that is. You might have to tell me. Yeah, European consumers didn't have access to tobacco until what century? Not 18th, not 19th. Earlier than that. Not 15th, not 11th. You guys are close, though. There we go. We finally got a correct one. 20th century. All right, and we have 2 people for that one. So Stevie B was the first to say 16th century. And right behind him was James with 16th century. And then I'll make sure that everybody else gets a point. Miss Jen, Phil, Pastor Mike, Rayla. That's right, guys. 16th century. It wasn't until basically after what's his face after Columbus came back, and then people started bringing it back. Question 7: what year did Kickstarter launch? We talk about so many Kickstarters here. What year did it launch? And while you guys are telling me what year Kickstarter launched, JD, we still have Comics 360 after this, correct? Yes. Okay, perfect. Cool. So I'm going to do my very best to not go long. Not 2006, not 2008, though 2008 is very close. So far, 2008 is the closest. 1969. Okay, we have a correct answer now. And we have a follow-up as well. Yes, 2009. So Rayla got the 3 points. Eddie got the 2. Everybody else is gonna get a point. Kickstarter came out in 2009. I'm gonna do one more real quick one. Let's see if we can do it. How many Evil X's are in the league in the Scott Pilgrim universe? I know you guys can get this, and I'll give a point to everybody, and then we'll see who gets the 2 points. And then while we do that, I'll start counting up the points. I'll make sure everyone gets their point because I know you guys are all going to get this. Yeah, everyone's jumping on it right away. First one was Rayla, then Stevie B. So I'm going to give Rayla 2 more points. Stevie B gets another point. Everyone, that's right, guys. It's 7 Evil X's. 7 Evil X's. Kenneth is in there too. Plus Jen, absolutely. Miss Jen is going to. So does that make 8? All right, guys. Great game. We were playing for the Corruptor issue 1, which is on Kickstarter right now. You guys are going to get it even before everybody else. Please make sure to check it out. Register for your prizes. Also check out that Kickstarter because we talked about it earlier in the interview. It did slow down. So let's make it happen. We have a first place winner and a second place winner. Our second place winner today is Miss Rayla. Rayla is going to be winning the PDF. Thank you so much, Jen. Rayla is going to be winning the PDF of issue 1 of the Corruptor on Kickstarter right now, which means she'll be reading it any day now. And of course, the winner of tonight's episode, Stevie B. He's going to be getting the physical copy. Thank you so much, Eddie. Thank you, all of you guys. So good seeing all of you. Right after this, we've got Comics 360. And then I think that's it for tonight, because sadly, I don't believe, I think Henri is actually out in California. So we've got Comics 360 right after that. We've got the road to 2,500. So please, everybody, push it, share it, show off the EXP, because we've got some awesome stuff going on. Guys, thank you so much, everyone. We will see you very, very soon. Peace out. See you next week.
Why was Princess Zelda sad after watching a bunch of YouTube videos? She couldn't find the link in the description. We'll stop if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's super easy. Click subscribe and click the bell when you do